All right. Now we're recording. Okay. So sorry about the technical difficulties, everyone. As people start to file in, we'll let them in. But I'll go ahead and start now. First of all, thank you all for coming to our coffee and chat. We have our coffee and we have our chat. So we're ready to roll. Whenever we got together probably 5 or 6 times before this, and we discussed what are we going to talk about.
We laughed a lot.
We threw a few things at each other because we were like, don't say that. But we kind of settled on, we're just going to talk. And we have a few things that we're going to talk about, but for the most part, we're just going to kind of let the conversation flow. So if we're talking and like you want to ask a question or something, drop it in the chat, and I've got my phone here to read the chat. You don't. But then drop it in the chat. We'll talk about it. Well, if you've got questions, ask us questions. If you want to know something, just
ask. That's gonna make it a whole lot more fun.
We like to talk, so if you have something you want us to talk about, we will totally talk about it. But for now, what we initially started with was we're here to talk about our relationship. So #goals. Anyways, so I'll let you go ahead and start. By the way, if you don't know who we are, my name is Abby, and this is my mom, Jill. We have it's like almost exactly 20 years between us. So we are like thick as thieves. But I'll let you go ahead and start. So where are you starting at today?
I guess first of all, number one, hey, yay! So happy that y'all are here. The other thing is basically I grew up with Abby. I know that sounds super weird, but like she and I just grew up together. I found out that I was pregnant on my 1-year anniversary, and almost died because I thought, oh dear God, I don't know how to be a mom. I don't know anything. And so it was quite chaotic. But then all of a sudden, whenever I found out I was having a girl, everything changed. I was like, oh, okay. And I bought as many clothes as I could, many books as I could. And she was my baby doll. As crazy as that is, she kind of was. We really, really did grow up together. And now we are so close. And at first I thought, okay, this is a train wreck begging to happen. I don't know what I'm doing. I throw my hands up and say, no, not me. But honestly, now I wouldn't have it any other way because we are so close. She tells me whenever I'm being a nerd, and that's okay.
And she tells me lots of things about myself that I don't want to hear, but that's okay.
So anyway, but yeah, it's we grew up together. I decided a long time ago that it was going to be very, very hard at the very, very beginning to be her best friend because I had to be her mom. And whenever she got to be about 12 or 13, that was hard. That was hard stuff because there's a 20-year difference, and like she was my everything. And then all of a sudden I had to tell her, oh, that's not going to happen. Not in this lifetime, and then she hated me. And that just happens with every mother and daughter. I have found out.
I didn't hate her. Okay. We didn't see eye to eye, but there was never any hate, because what she's not telling you is whenever she would say, no, you can't go to that person's house overnight because I've never met them in the whole entire universe. I have no idea who they are. They could be killers. She would say, instead, we're going to go get a hotel in Houston and we're going to go shopping at the Galleria. So there was a fair trade-off.
I did. I tried so hard to okay, well, you can't do that. But hey, how about let's do this? And how about that?
Most of the time it was better.
It was always better. It was always better. But now we did have a lot of disagreements, and even today, Abby, we are very, very fortunate. Abby's house is basically in my backyard.
Yeah, if you walk out this door right here, there's a gate that will open you up to my backyard.
It's fabulous. I get to see Liam every day of my life. It is perfect. The other day, Liam is Abby's baby, and he just started learning how to walk, and he walked to the gate. I had 1,000 tears. It was amazing.
Yeah. I saw Brittany going, what?
I know, like, what?
It took him long enough, though. I mean,
It's about time he started walking.
Basically, 52 years old. So it's about time.
But anyway, yeah, I mean, like, we basically live side by side, and we work at the church together. I take pictures for the church. She's a social media director for the church. So what I shoot, I give to her, and she puts out there. There have been many times where we have bumped heads on what I think is correct and what she thinks is correct, but
I'm the director, so I get to
we'll bleep that.
No, we bump heads, but it's pretty respectful.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. It is an older point of view versus a younger point of view. I think, no, do this. In fact, okay, funny story. So I've had like a really crazy week this week, to say the least. And I thought, they sent out a text and said, hey, we need y'all to send like a graphic or something. You need to make a graphic for like your session that you're doing. And I was like,
okay, she does not need to make that. Y'all, if I would have thought about it, I would have had this graphic ready for you to see. Just for us to laugh about.
Okay, here's the thing. Let's back up and rewind. Okay. I did that like at 3:00 in the morning, and then I sent it to her at noon. Okay, but because I was like, I saw the text and I was like, oh, I got to go find that and send that to Abigail. Found it and I was like, oh, there you go. And she went, oh my God, no. And I was like, wait, what? And she was like, no discussion, just no. That's terrible. And I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe it's cheesy, but it's not that bad. And like, seriously, she lost her cookies over it and she won. And yes, she did have a cooler one, blah, 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 but it's fine. We'll move on. I digress.
It's fine. It's fine. We just know that we each have our own strengths, and mine is not photography. Let me tell you that. My strength is definitely not photography. In fact, for Liam's baby pictures, obviously the photographer came and did them, but there was one shot that I was looking, like how he was laying on the bed and I saw his feet and I thought, oh my gosh, what a cute shot to get his feet in focus and the rest of him out of focus. And I was like, Mom, give me your camera. And I don't even know what I did, but I think I was laying on my back with the camera like on my chest and I still couldn't get it. And she was like,
and I had my iPhone and I'm like taking pictures of her taking pictures. I was like, oh girl, you a hot mess.
And she was like, can you please just give me that and let me take it? I was like, okay, just do it. This is what I want. Just make it happen. So I can do some things better than she can. She can definitely do a lot more, way better than I can. Like, I mean, even now, every single thing that runs through my head, I have to call my mom and tell her. Like,
she's not lying.
I can't even begin to tell you. Like, whenever I was in college, which I'm still in college, everyone, if you wanted to know.
She is a teacher, she is a mother, and she is still in college. We'll be in college till we die, but hey, it's okay.
Anyways, whenever I was out in Clear Lake going to school every day, every single drive, I would call her and be like, hey, what you doing? I'm working, Abby. What do you need? Well, I just wanted to call and check in on you. I'm fine.
I have a customer here, Abby. Okay, well,
is it important?
So when are you gonna be done? I'm like,
when are you coming home?
Oh my God, hello. And I mean, I'm standing in front of this customer. I'm so sorry, ma'am. Abby, I'm gonna have to call you back and hang up. it's every day, which here's the thing. If I'm working, that stresses me out. But if I'm not working, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm totally cool with it, you know, because she has so much to say.
I do have a lot to say. I could talk forever. In fact, me and my husband Cameron were talking just this past week, and the coronavirus has you all stirred up and thinking about, oh gosh, what is the rest of my life going to look like whenever I get out of my house? And he was like, okay, so you're going back to school. I reapplied for the summer semester this week, and I said, okay, you're going back to school. It'll be good. He said, so what are you doing again? I said, okay, I'm going into early childhood education. He said, are you sure you want to do that? I said, Cameron, the only reason that I picked a degree in education is because I love to talk. And I know that students aren't really listening to me, but I will talk anyways, and it's fine. It's totally fine. We'll just talk forever. I'll make it up if I have to. So when
they have to stay there and listen. They don't have any choices.
And you know what? Right now I teach 3-year-olds, and they really like to talk. But whenever I start talking, I swear, it's like, I don't know. It's like if you're not listening to them, it is, Miss died. But if they're not listening to me and I say, hi, friends, hands up if you're paying attention, they're like, I don't understand the logic, but it's okay. It's all right. So we move on.
Okay, so do y'all have any questions? I mean, now we have like a whole list to talk about, but it might not be what you want to talk about.
Yeah, so if you unmute them, hang on a minute. I have the chat open. So hang on. Y'all drop it in the chat if you've got something, because I don't want to have to go in and I don't want to be a muter. I don't want to. But I will, let me see. Hang on, chat. Oh, so we have another teacher in the house. What do you teach? We're talking.
Oh.
We're talking right now.
So not used to this Zoom thing.
It's okay. We're gonna get through.
I teach math.
You teach math? What grade level?
12.
Oh man.
Could you come to my house?
We have another sister. Well, we're not sisters, but I have a sister, and she'll be in 12th grade next year.
Where do you teach?
I teach in Louisiana in St. Francisville. It's like outside of Baton Rouge.
Oh,
all right.
I'm originally from Lake Charles.
Hey, that's actually a great segue into our next talking point. So kudos to you, friend, for being right here.
Look at you being all good.
She's got it. Okay, so anyways, moving in to the next part. We are actually both from Louisiana. We moved here, I moved here in 2014.
The day after her graduation.
Yes, actually,
she didn't play.
No, I was so ready to get out. We had to go. In fact, my now husband Cameron, he came to my graduation, and he stayed the night at my house while I stayed the night with some friends. And obviously my parents were there. But anyways, he was there and I stayed with friends, and the next morning he literally put my bed sheets in a trash bag, put them in his car, and drove me to Houston. So I was ready to get out. But
time to go.
But man, whenever I moved here, she didn't move with me.
And it was a year later.
That was the weirdest year of my life. So me and my dad have a very, very unique relationship with each other. He and
My dad and I are divorced.
Yes. John is not my real dad. For those of you that did not already know that, he is my stepdad. I'm putting on. Sorry. Okay, so yeah, John's not my real dad, but me and my dad, we're close, but we just have a very interesting dynamic with each other. So we could go we lived together in an apartment, and we could go weeks without seeing each other. And then he'd just pop up in the apartment one day and be like, hey, how's it going? I'm like, hey, no big deal. So for a year of my life, it was like, I lived downtown Houston. The apartment was basically to myself. I had a great job. I was making money. And I lived with my dad. So he was paying for all the groceries, all the bills and everything. And I was just kind of coasting through life. Well, whenever her and John got married, it was like a total shift for me, because the lease was up on my apartment, and my dad had just got engaged as well. And so it was like, where am I going? Like,
She's coming with me.
so, and I was living downtown by the Galleria, but I was going to school here in Pearland, like literally 5 minutes down the road from where we are right now. So I had to obviously make the decision to come here. Well, then whenever we first all moved in together, we were not in a house, y'all. We were in
1-bedroom apartment.
Yes. No, it was not even a 1-bedroom apartment. Brittany, I see your question in here. I was working at Cubits with Danny Quintanilla. I don't know if you know who that is, but they used to go to our church. He now pastors a Spanish church somewhere in Houston. I can't remember where they moved to, but he used to pastor the Spanish church that was connected with our church, like that was in the East Wing. But anyway, so I worked there with them. And whenever I moved here, we lived in the smallest house ever. So I went from having an apartment that was like massive. It was 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, lots of space, basically to myself, to living in 1.5-bedroom. And my bedroom was also the laundry room and my sister's bedroom. No separation. Like the hallway to my mom and John's room was also the bathroom, was also the sinks and the mirrors and everything else. Like,
We loved each other.
we had no separation. In fact, whenever Brinley went to school, my sister is very hard of hearing. Like,
She wears double hearing aids.
she's deaf, but they don't like us to say that. She's deaf. Not like she calls herself fake deaf because she can kind of hear. I don't know. She's a special card. But anyways,
True hearing aids.
yes, double hearing aids. So in the morning, she likes to listen to music. Well, us all sharing that 1.5-bedroom house was like,
Y'all, it was so loud.
she just blared her music off time.
But anyway, we got out of that
Yeah,
apartment,
let's get out.
and we got into a great little house, and it was great. And I finally had Abby back with me, and it was great.
Yeah, it was great, except for the fact that I was so used to being by myself, and then now I have someone texting me all the time. Like, I would be out with my friends. Where are you at? "Oh, I'm at Starbucks. When are you coming home?" I'm like,
I was mom again.
and I was
Sorry, Charlie.
I think I was 19, almost 20 at this time, and I was just like,
She was 20. That was the age that I was whenever I had her.
right.
Weird.
So we had a weird, interesting dynamic going on anyways, but the added layer of now I live with my mom, but I'm not just living with my mom. I'm like accountable to my mom again, and I'm 20, and Cameron and I had just started dating again because we dated forever and then broke up, and that's another story. But anyways, we had just started dating again, so I was getting my freedom back, and she was like, "Hey, I'm going to tell you how to do everything. So don't screw anything up. Let me tell you, this is how to do life." And I was like, but in her defense, I am the most headstrong person that I know. And I know this because now my child is exactly like me, identical. If he does not get his way, he's at this thing now. He's only 1. He's 14 months old, and he'll sit up and look at you and go, "Hmm." And it's like, Liam, do not play with the
And I
fire.
laugh. I think it's great.
Honestly, how can you not laugh whenever a 1-year-old
I'm
looks
like,
at you
do
and
it,
goes,
boy.
like, what are you supposed to do with that?
Okay, I have a question. I know Brittany has a daughter. So everybody else, do you have children? Are you here for like your mother, or like what's going on? Put it in the chat.
Or are you here just to listen to this chaos? Because believe me, we have a lot.
And we do so not.
We do, but we're fun. We have a lot of fun. Oh, look, somebody's coming in. Michelle. I don't know who Michelle is. But hi, Michelle. I don't know. I can't see you right now, but hi, Michelle. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, put
anyways.
it in the chat of like if you have any kids, or if you're here for like you and your mom's
I see
issues, which
I
we
see
all have
you
issues,
said-
so it's a safe space.
Oh
I
man,
promise.
2 girls and a boy. 4 and 8 is her girls, and her boy's 6.
Oh my gosh.
So you've definitely experienced the full range here
Yes.
of all of the emotions. I don't know how to raise girls. I know that I feel like I'd be more confident in raising girls because at least with the drama I could handle that. But with Liam, I don't ever know where he is. Like we'll be sitting in the living room and then
He's gone.
He's gone. I don't know where he is. Christina says no kids, but my mom and I have a similar relationship. She's in Florida. I'm in Virginia. I miss her, and this is giving me all the feels. Christina, go call your mom. As soon as you
your mama.
call her.
God love it.
Call her as soon as you get out of here. Oh my
Yes.
goodness, look, Zoom just gifted us 40 more minutes to talk.
Well, look at them.
Thank you, Zoom.
Okay, so yes, I will tell you, as far as a mom that doesn't have their kid living in the same state, it's not easy.
Yeah, it was
It's-
hard.
especially like whenever she would get sick, whenever she would be sad, whenever anything would like if it rained really, really hard in Texas and it wasn't really raining in Louisiana, I'd be like, oh God, please don't let it just let it be okay. Just please let her be okay. And then like she lived in downtown Houston. I was a paranoid disaster.
And that's right whenever Find My Friends got popular.
Oh my God, I
So-
tracked her everywhere she went.
Everywhere she'd be like, what are you getting at Starbucks? I'm like, leave me
Because
alone.
I was scared. I mean, I'm not joking. I was very, very worried about her. She lived on Westheimer.
Yeah,
So
I did.
hello.
I lived 3 minutes from Galleria. I was like right there in the
So
heart.
I mean,
of chaos.
anything could have happened, and I can promise you, I'm always the person that thinks about all the things that can happen.
Yes, she is. She is a paranoid mess most of the time. But
So love on your mom. Call her and tell her you're okay. Tell her that you miss her
Yes.
big.
and I see in here, I'm a single mom. My daughter's 14 and my son is 8. We got in church when I was pregnant with my son. I don't know.
14-year-old.
Oh, you're in good company here. She's still a little bitter from that age. You'll get through it.
It
If you're
ain't
struggling, you'll get through it.
fun. It's not fun. Okay, let me just give you a little heads up. Just let me know if you're in the same area as I am. Okay. I got pregnant whenever I was 20 years old.
No, I think you got pregnant when you were 19.
I was, almost 20. Okay. And so none of my friends had babies until they were 25. And so I raised Abby pretty much by myself. Like I had no idea what was going on. I did not really know what to do. You know how they have these blogs or vlogs or whatever that you can like just go ask a question in a little room or something and like get an answer immediately. That did not happen.
Yeah, there was
Whenever Abby was
no
born.
Google.
Okay, there's no. Okay, but I will tell you, and now it's so different because all of my friends, and whenever I say all, I mean like there's not one that has a child that is the same age as Abby. Even though I've moved away from my home church, I'm never in the same season as any of my other friends. And it's hard to do because you're going through something and no one else has a clue. And they're like, oh my God, you have so much drama. They don't even know the drama.
Hey, and I'll just say this. I know we've already kind of hit on the fact that we do everything together. We do our ministry together. We're next door neighbors. We live our lives together. We do everything together. The whole like where she just said that all of her friends are in a different season than her, that can present some challenges for us because her friends, while they may be her age, they're in the same season as me.
It's weird.
And so where I should be connecting sometimes, I'm not, because it kind of puts everyone in this position of, okay, well, I'm already friends with her. How do I be friends with her daughter too?
It's weird.
It presents challenges very often and more than we'd like to admit, but it does get better. I see in here the person that you're talking to where she has a 14-year-old girl. Hang on, where did I just see this?
Your daughter's 14?
Yeah, she says she was 16.
Oh my stars.
That is young.
That is so young.
But you know what though? It's so
Are y'all
rewarding.
close?
Yeah. Now as we get older, the fact that my mom is young, it has so many pros and cons, but as the older that we get, the more pros we get. Like
it gets better with time.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I will tell you, my other daughter, Brinley, she is 16. I can honestly say that there are times she hates me, because
and there are sometimes vice versa.
yeah, pretty much. Okay, because this age, this season is a hot mess. A 14-year-old, when Brinley was 14, when she was 14, it's not an easy time. It's not an easy, and there's no manual. And when you don't have friends that are going through the same thing as you're going through, you have no idea what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. So try to gain a friend somewhere in this group that is going through what you're going through. And I can promise you, people can help each other.
Yeah.
You can bounce ideas off of each other. That is like when my daughter first started driving, I would tell my friends, my group of friends, okay, I am freaked out right now. Like she drove to school and all I did was sit by that couch and plead the blood. Just plead the blood. Watched her on my iPhone and plead the blood.
And called me a few times, Abby, I don't know where she is. It didn't refresh me.
Freaking out. Okay. It was so bad. But you know what? I didn't really have anybody other than Abby to kind of bounce that off of, because all of my friends have kids that are 8 and younger.
Yeah.
And so it's a very hard time to deal with. But find somebody if you possibly can, especially in this group.
Mm-hmm.
This is a brand new, wonderful world of friends.
Oh yeah.
That can help you and push you and be your cheerleader and rah-rah read you.
Yeah. All of you, whether you've got kids or not, or you want kids or you don't want kids, if you're in here and you're listening, like kids are not our whole life. And like even in if some of you are following us on social media, the caption that we put in our graphic said something about like there is life after this young stage. And it's that honestly where I'm at right now, all we do all day long at my house is watch Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, Daniel Tiger, and Frozen 2. And we are hanging on by a wing and a prayer. But at the end of the day, like whenever I go to bed, most nights I lay in bed and I can roll over and tell my husband, okay, where I told you that my mom would do things like this and it drove me absolutely insane and I never knew why.
Come back and bite her.
I get it now. There's so much stuff now that there is a life after this and there is a life during this. And it's fun now to have, it's not now we've transitioned from what I think is like that parenting relationship, that mother-daughter relationship to that friendship. I'm walking with you and I walked in this before you and we're going to get through it together. And we did not reach this realization, I think, until like a few weeks ago. Truly.
We're not lying. Like we just started going to ride bikes together. And now during the quarantine, it's like, what else?
Yeah.
But like, we like call each other and no, we still fight. Yeah. I mean, we had a fight the other day and I was just like, I can't believe you just said that.
Yeah. And I was like crying, going, why don't you understand me? And she was just like, and
straight face.
It was the law.
It's fine.
But it's okay because we get through it and
it makes you grow.
It does.
And it makes you stronger.
And so
it's okay to have them. Just hug it out afterwards.
Yes. We're living right now by the mantra of we're family. And this is me with honestly everyone right now that I'm really close to, but especially us, because we can really
throw down.
We can throw. But I think that I'm sorry, I'm reading somebody. Hang on, let me say this. But my mantra right now, I can't, I'm so ADD. My mantra right now is I love you, but you're going to hear me, and then we're going to be okay. Okay, I just get my phone. I'm so sorry. But yes, that's kind of what I'm living by with all of my relationships, especially ours. Like, because I'm the kind of person, and she is, I get this from her. We bottle things. And I think as women, sometimes we're just like, okay, I can't fix it and I don't know what to do. So I'm just gonna hold it in and pray it goes away.
Or just put it on the back burner and don't think about it.
Right. One or the other, we're gonna do something. And in this quarantine, I think we both have realized that the more things you brush under the rug, the higher up your rug gets. And it was, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, we sat down and we just talked with each other. And she told me some things and I told her some things. And by the end of it, even though we already had this deep friendship, we learned so many new things about each other where we could say, okay, now moving forward, I know how I'm going to talk to you about this. Because, I mean, in every relationship you have, but especially with the ones with people closest to you, sometimes you put up this blinder that says, I know you so well, so I can say whatever I want to you. And we're going to be fine. But then you have to have those conversations of, I love you, but you did this to me and you're going to hear me. And then we're going to hug it out. We're going to be fine. But until you have those conversations, with your mom, with your friend, with whoever.
But honestly, if you do it in the right spirit, you will grow from it.
Yeah.
Your relationship will grow from it. Your bond will grow from it. You're basically just allowing things to get out so that you can breathe again.
Yes.
And then you can get back up, put your big girl drawers on and go. And then eventually you're going to look back and say, man, I wish I would have had that conversation a long time ago. I feel so much better, and with a mother-daughter relationship, it's never at a standstill. The relationship that I have with my mom right now is completely different than what it was a year ago because of so many things that my family is going through. And so your relationship is just going to have peaks and it's going to have valleys. And you have to understand that is okay. Mm-hmm. It's a roller coaster ride. Just hang on tight. It's going to be okay. And don't beat yourself up over things. Try to keep your cool and keep a right spirit throughout all of it. And then eventually you'll go to bed at night and you'll go, oh, I don't know why I said that. I don't know what I said. I don't know. Maybe if I went too far. If you did, you know what? It's okay. You can apologize. And sometimes that's what heals.
Right, for sure. And I think that the most important thing that both of us are starting to take away from this, and something that I saw, Sarah, you said in here that you and your mom have a similar relationship dynamic and you guys are 19 years apart. So you're right here with us.
Oh my gosh.
So I feel very connected. But I think my biggest takeaway from all of this recently, especially with the virus, I mean, because it just kind of, whenever you're at home, you see all the things in your home, even if they're, you see and you have to start dealing. And so I've dealt with some things in myself. And the other day we fight all the time because I'm like, I don't know. I always say things like, you don't listen to me. You don't hear me. You don't see me. You don't get it. And the other day I had an issue and I called her to tell her about it. And I was like, this is what I'm going to do. And this is what I'm going to say. And she said, Abby, you need to take a step back and you need to take a breath. Because if you say all of this, it's going to be bad. If you say ABC, you're going to end up with a way different alternative than you think you're going to get out of it. And I was like, nope, I have to say what I have to say at this point. Everybody's got to hear me. Everybody needs to know what I think.
It wasn't to me. It was
to somebody else. And it was just another situation in my life that I was like, I'm going to tell them everything. And she was like, you need to take a step back and breathe and give everybody in your life a little bit of grace. And I was like, no, nobody's getting any grace. And I went to bed with a sour attitude. Well, I woke up the next morning and I walked over here because it was Sunday morning, and I ride to church with my mom on Sunday mornings because why not? I mean, why? Honestly, why do we even drive? The church is literally right there. But anyways,
We could skip.
we could skip to the church. But anyways, so I came over here and I said, hey, and it was I think it was a big shift for both of us, honestly, because I don't think I've ever told you anything like this. But I came in and I said, hey, everything you said last night, I want you to know that about 60% of it I disagree with you on, but 40% of it I'm gonna take.
I fell on the floor.
And I'm gonna
I was
be
not
receptive
prepared.
to it.
I was like, did I say something correct? Correct me if I'm wrong.
And that was huge for us. And I realize now that we have been talking for a long time.
Shut your face, have we?
Really long time. And so I don't know, but I just realized that we have been going for quite a while.
Okay, can you unmute people so I can?
Okay.
So I need to hear
Okay.
voices.
Okay. I'm gonna unmute everybody. Hang on, let me figure out how to do this. I'm going to unmute. Well, actually, you know what? If you guys want to come off,
Yeah, if you want to unmute,
if you want to
yourself.
unmute, come off of mute, and we will chat.
Hello.
Hey, okay, so tell me, like, did you get anything from this? Did you feel better or anything?
Honestly, are you talking to me? I'm just joking. I know you're talking to everybody. I feel better just because I'm talking to people. So,
Amen.
Yeah.
but yes, I mean, like my mom and I mean, we're what? You were 28 whenever you had me. Is that right? My mom, and she
It's
had,
my job to spoil her.
yeah,
Yes.
and she's
I
doing a
don't
good
care.
job.
I let her cry.
She's
but
like,
when
I
I
let her
can't handle
cry
it,
for 20 seconds.
No,
Okay,
I
like let her
That's
cry.
totally
Mom.
long enough.
had her
She's like,
asleep.
I did.
I had her asleep, and she woke her up. Well, she woke up. I went and got her after I let her cry. And
For
then
20 seconds. Okay.
no,
Anyways.
it was not. It was.
But yeah, we
bad
still
cry.
deal with the same stuff. Like we're 28 years apart. And then I was 32 when I had Emma. So, I mean, a little older. But even like when I first had her though, and I was telling Abby, I was like, I'm going to lose my mind. She's like, don't worry, it gets better. I'm like,
It
I'm
does.
going to lose my mind. Well, because for those of you that don't know, I had her early. She was a preemie. She was 3 pounds, 14 ounces. I was in the hospital a week, and then she was in the NICU after that. And then my husband, as soon as we got home, pretty much he had his leave. He had his leave while we were in the hospital because we planned it to where he had more time off, but she had her own plans. So, and then he went to work on a shutdown for 10 weeks straight and was working every day and every single day for 10 weeks. And sometimes it was nights. So if it wouldn't have been for my mom, I really would have lost my mind, because I already thought I did lose my mind, but
And I could see it. I could pick up on it because I
like
was there and I,
was
had no
losing
help.
it.
Yeah.
But
It's hard.
my child's
It's
still
hard.
alive.
But look, you made it through.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing you got to think about. I made it through.
Mm.
I made it.
Yeah.
And so basically, whenever your daughter turns 14 years old, and you think, okay,
I'll be like,
well,
I'm gonna
it's
kill you.
going to go down, and it's probably going to be me. Think, you know what? I made it through the other
Yes.
hard times. I will make it through there's a lot of times I have to go back on other things and draw strength, even today. So
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna open it up for like one more person to chat, and then we probably need to hang up because I think my Zoom is gonna run out of time. But and anybody else want to share anything or
I think Sarah does.
go ahead, Sarah?
Okay, so I'll tell you real quick. So you guys already know I'm a single mom with kids, and we got in church at this, like, God delivered me from drugs and alcohol and, oh my gosh, a life of sin. But anyways, and so we got in church when I was pregnant with my 8-year-old boy, and I'm still a single mom, which is fine. I know God has a plan for us completely. I mean, we're in his plan no matter what. I feel like we're totally in the will of God. But anyways, what's even more cool about this Zoom thing is so like I said, me and my mom are 19 years apart. We have a very similar relationship. And so me and my mom have been through some really hard times. Like all three of her ex-husbands were very abusive. And for me, it was the beginning of, at the age of 2 years old, it was whenever it started, just the abuse and different things that have happened to me throughout my life. So anyways, I said all that to say, when we got in church, we've been in church 8 years now, and the Lord has really healed a lot of our relationship and helped me with my kids. Like I'm even a totally different mom than I was 8 years ago with my daughter. And my mom has changed too in so many ways. Well, since me and my mom have that past, it's hard sometimes. Like we definitely bicker at each other, and used to it would be just screaming matches. It's not like that anymore. It's really calmed down, but I feel like sometimes there's still resentment that's built up. And I follow Sister Walia. I don't know how to say your pastor's wife's name.
Whaley.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I follow her, and she reminds me of my pastor's wife, like almost exact. I can't even. It blows my mind every time I see
What is her name?
Yeah, Valerie Garwick. They've been pastors since 2014. Their mom and dad started the church here in Oklahoma, the Dohertys. But
Okay.
I don't know how people know. Like I don't know a whole lot of people yet because I'm still kind of new. But anyway, so but she is so much like her. So I love following her Instagram stories, and I usually don't ever comment. Well, she usually does those ask me question boxes. I usually don't ever have any questions, but I love to read the question and answers. Well, one day, I don't remember what she had posted something, but it moved me to, it was something about prayer maybe. Anyway, it moved me to ask her, like kind of open up to her one day. And I just kind of sent it out there. I was like, and I might've been having a rough night that night. I don't know, but I said something about me and my mom's relationship and how, it just feels like it won't ever, completely heal. And she sent me a message back about how she was going to really be praying for me. And it really touched me because I don't even know her. And I have my own pastor's wife, and she prays for me. She knows my whole life inside and out. We're very close. But just, and I don't even know why I reached out to some stranger, but I did. And I felt the Holy Ghost. I knew she would really be praying for me. It really touched me. Well, over these last few months, since after I've done that, me and my mom's relationship has been really growing. And like, I know my church is praying for us too. But anyway, I finally messaged her again, your pastor's wife, like a few days ago. And I was like, I don't know if you remember or not, but I just want you to know that your prayers really, really helped me. And I just want to thank you. And then when I seen that you guys were doing this, I signed up for it. And really, I kind of got on here to just find out advice for me and my kids and everything. But I feel like seeing you guys and how y'all's dynamic is, and seeing like another mom and daughter that are more similar to me and my mom that are in church, and to know, I just feel more normal. Does that make sense? Like,
Oh my gosh, yes.
that it's not so unnormal to, but although I know we probably do have some resentment still, but it's okay to like bicker sometimes and then make up later. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so it really helped me.
Yeah.
That is so great. That is so great. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Keep reaching out.
Yeah.
There is such a wealth of friendship in this group that you can draw from like a well, and it will help you on bad days, on good days. And then the great thing is, chances are you're going to end up helping someone else.
Right. Thank you for sharing that.
That is
because
so wonderful. Oh my gosh.
We've been where you are.
Oh,
truly.
yeah.
More times than we care to admit, honestly.
Yeah.
But
You guys have helped me a lot.
well, good. I'm
Awesome.
glad.
That's
Then I'm
so
glad this has
excited.
come back full circle for you.
and you're going to help somebody else.
Yes, you will.
Yes.
Go through
hope so.
things, you're going to end up helping someone else.
Right.
Good. I hope so.
It was so great to meet you.
Yes,
I
it's perfect
know.
meeting all of you. I'm so
Oh my
thankful.
gosh. I like all of y'all.
I know. Air hugs.
Dripping my teeth.
Group
Well,
hug.
I want to say thank you for joining us. I see something is rotating. It's probably going to kick me off here in a second. But anyways, thank you so much for listening to us talk for so long. If you are not a part of a church and you want to join First Church, please visit us at First Church Global. We would love to have you join us. We can connect you to online small groups. We'd love to get you connected. If you're in the area and you want to get connected more, come visit us. We're actually going to have a prayer meeting out in front of the church on May the 7th.
Thursday.
That's Thursday. So if you're around, come out, come hang out with us. We're going to sing and pray and stuff. And thank you so much for joining us. I hope you had a wonderful night. And I
Let's
hope
stay
you-
connected
yes,
in
let's
some
stay
way,
connected.
somehow.
Follow us on Instagram.
Yes.
My handle here. I'm dropping her handle in the chat. Okay, I am at Abby Dodd. Okay, and she is at Jill Mahoney. Is it Jill Mahoney 14 or is it just Jill Mahoney?
Oh, whoops.
Okay.
Oh.
I think that's us. If you can't find hers, Jill Mahoney, then add like a 14 behind
It's
it.
Jill Mahoney.
It's just Jill Mahoney. You can't.
June.
Okay.
You're too
You
bright.
can't see.
Well,
There's our handles. Let's stay connected.
Yes, that is so great. Go friend us.
Yes. All right.
Cool.
We love you, ladies. Have a great
I
night.
love you.
bye.
Good night.
See you later.